Where's my stove? I don't know where my stove is. What the hell, y'all? Pretty morning. There it is. Good morning, good morning. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope I don't have no problem sitting right here to cook myself breakfast because I'm not paying for parking. I don't have the money. So stupid. This is not a free country anymore. This is a freaking communist country. Seriously. Have to pay $25 just to damn get parking. So stupid. Those never even used to be there. Those meetings. That's some new shit that they started doing after COVID. Go to your local beach. I bet there's parking meters there now. There didn't used to be. I know. I've probably visited 10, 15 beaches on the damn East Coast. None of them had parking meters. 2018, 2017, 2019. And I started to see them pop up around 2019. I'm kind of pissed because I went into Walmart and had a bad experience. First thing, I ain't even had coffee. I ain't even like... I got some Folgers and some coffee creamer. I'm actually going to use a little bit of this protein down in there. Need a spoon. I wonder where I can move where there's no people. There's just like I just need a small grocery store and a P.O. box. Where is there a post office and a grocery store and nothing else? It's already boiling. I'm going to add this to get it hot too. I don't know where my spoon is, so we're just going to have to wing it. Good morning, Laura, Sean, Dragonfly James. How are you? Audrey, Durham. Yeah, I want it to come to a slow roll. I'm gonna add it back. Boom. Oh, I was supposed to cut that off first. Oops. Good thing I didn't explode. All right, so let's talk about what happened. So I stayed at one Walmart, and then I went into a different Walmart to use the bathroom and like get something for breakfast. I was actually gonna see if I could find a half a carton of eggs. And while I'm in there, as soon as I walk in the door, I noticed that there's like a greeter and a manager. Or it looked to be a manager. She had on like a bunch of badges and like a name tag and like this vest, and like she had a thing of keys and a clipboard. So I don't know if she was doing inventory. I don't know what she was doing. Anyways, it went in 2 seconds after I saw her and walked past her. I get over to the vegetables and I notice that she's like lingering around me. Okay, whatever. Maybe she's doing inventory. But she wasn't. She was in my face. So then I'm like, let me go see how much some more bread would be, because I'm almost out of bread. I get over to the bread section, and as I'm walking down one aisle, I notice that she starts coming down the same aisle right next to me. And as I'm looking at the tortillas and the Thomas's bagels or whatever, it's like English muffins, I notice she's like standing right behind me. And I'm like, Brooke, you're overreacting. You're overreacting. So I'm like, fuck it. Let me go look at the yogurt and the eggs, because I can't afford bread. And I couldn't afford any more vegetables. So I said, let me go see if I can get me a yogurt and maybe half a carton of eggs. I get back there, and sure enough, she's right there, right beside me. She literally followed me to 8 different places. I even tested this by going to the camping section, which was clear across the store diagonally, just to see if she would follow me. I don't spend my money in places that treat me like shit, especially when I don't have much to spend anyways. It's just unbelievable the amount of racism that I face on a daily basis because of the fact that I'm white and skinny. Now, she could have recognized me off the internet. I don't know. I don't care. I face so much discrimination. Like, it's unbelievable. I can't even walk in somewhere and spend my hard-earned money without some manager who is fat and black, I want to be clear, being on my ass first thing in the morning. I've never had that kind of issue before in a Walmart. Now, other than the other Walmart where everybody was racist, I didn't know that I was on the other side of town. Sorry. That's usually where I fit in. You know, it's just crazy. It's just unbelievable. This world has gotten 10 times worse than I ever thought it could be. And it's going to continue to get worse until Jesus comes back. Like, I already have so much stress on me, and then you want to come harass me? And I would have been in the wrong if I would have turned around and said, hey, yo, bitch, what you doing? Why are you following me? I would have been in the wrong? No, absolutely not. I would have been in the motherfucking right. That's the problem. That's why people act like that, because they ain't never been told about themselves. And I'm actually surprised her ass could even keep up with me. She was so damn big. There you go. Now we're getting to the root of the problem, Brooke. The root cause of why she was even initially following you. Now we're getting into it. Pathetic. You can't even see how pretty it is. Maybe the front camera. There we go. There we go. If you're talking about my location, you will be blocked. Hold on, Audrey, you said I had a feeding YouTube for a year and hurtful people would tell me to eat a part. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People don't understand that, like, I actually have been trying to gain weight for, I don't know, 6 months to a year. If you can't afford food, what do you do? What do you do if you can't afford food? What do you want me to do? I'm not a thief. I've never stolen my life. So what do you want me to do? I'm just going to have to fucking get skinnier. It's not a choice. It's because of the lifestyle. So this is what happened last year. This is why I dropped all of that weight last year, because I couldn't afford to feed myself. You know, the $300 that I was getting from the Department of Social Services is what fed me every month, and now I don't get that. So isn't that lovely? Penalize me because somebody gave me $1,000 donation 1 month. I've never received a check like that. You know what I mean? I got a check 1 month, 2 months ago, and it was $1,300. That was enough for the Department of Social Services to cut my food stamps off. Yeah, it took 2 months. Thank God, at least I got 2 months of help that I absolutely needed. People tell me to go look for a job. Well, guess how much money I've spent looking for a job this week? Every penny I had. Every penny I had. And I had a guy call me this morning. He says, can you be in this area to do a job? I said, absolutely. Interview for a job. I said, absolutely. And I spent every penny I had to get there. This is how I spent 40 grand in a year last year. That everybody wants to say, oh, how do you spend 40 grand in a year? Listen, you don't have big girl bills if you don't know how I spent 40 grand looking for a motherfucking job. You don't have big girl bills if you don't get it. Plain and simple. I can't help that half of society is out here with no car payment, no insurance, and, you know, I can't help that people can't understand that I have bills, you know? Like, everybody's like, how'd you spend 40 grand? Well, we initially went to Florida for work. I did hundreds of interviews down there, running all over Jacksonville, job interview to job interview to job interview to job interview. There were days that I would do up to 8 job interviews in one day. Do you know how complex that is? Don't even get me started. Then we went to Georgia. Then we went to South Carolina. Then we went to North Carolina. Then we bounced all the way back down the state doing more interviews. There's a record of it, and people are still confused how I spent 40 grand looking for a job. And y'all were with me the whole motherfucking time. That's why I filmed it. God. Can't fix stupid though, huh? Can't fix stupid. Those clouds look like cotton candy. The fact is that charge from 2016, nobody's going to hire me. Nobody. And, you know, construction companies, I've begged and I've begged and I've begged. And y'all see how I work. Y'all see how I clean. Y'all see that I have initiative, that I have backbone, that I have strength. Construction companies don't want to hire me because I'm a pretty girl. Plain and simple. I've had them tell me this. Several. Dozens. They've pretty much said it in basic form. We can't hire you. You would be a distraction. Not to mention it would cause problems with other female co-workers. Ain't that sad? They can't hire me because Becky and Brenda over here, it would cause problems with Becky and Brenda having a pretty girl working with them every day. Ain't that sad? That's the country that we live in. That's the country that we live in. I did heroin. I never did meth, baby. Get your facts right. So jealous. I bet you've been up all night smoking crack, ain't you? It's very pathetic. And it's not only that. I've had that happen at restaurants, bars, grills. Waffle House straight up told me. She says, what? She said, why do you even want this job? Looking at me. I mean, and you notice things. You notice that you're the only person in the building with all your teeth. Imagine being discriminated against because you're not bad enough to be hired at the Waffle House. That's exactly what happened, and I'm sick of being gaslit by society when I know how to read people better than anybody here will ever. I have a gift from God, and I'm able to read people. I'm able to read situations. I'm able to hone in on what is going on without anything even being said. And it just sucks, especially when I was supposed to have 2 job interviews today, and it's not happening. And at this point, I don't know. I don't know what to do anymore. All I know is I look around me and people in society are not trying like I'm trying. And it's so frustrating. It's like, why is God putting me through this? There has to be a reason, because God knows I've made every single change that you could ever make to better your life. I got sober. I got away from every abuser I ever had. I got out of sex work. I have done everything to better my life. Everything. My whole life has been about change, about growth, about learning, about personal growth and spiritual growth. You know, my relationship with God has gotten so good, and I just don't understand why I'm continuously punished for things I never did. For things I never did. We're going to talk about that at 2 today, DHHS. The shit that I uncovered last night, I've been working since last night, first of all. I went to bed I finally got 7 hours of sleep, but I was back up this morning at 4 because I guess Jesus woke me up. I don't know. But the stuff that I've been uncovering with DHS is unbelievable, and I'm really excited for today's episode because it turns out I'm not the only parent that have been through absolute hell, had their parental rights illegally stolen, court documents lied, falsified. I'm not the only one. It's actually gotten worse since 2019, and that's what we're going to talk about today, the failures of the Department of DHHS. Thank you, Laura. Oh, it's a beautiful sunset, y'all. I did sleep good last night, but unfortunately, it's been a little hot. I don't know if you're on the East Coast of the United States. If you are, then you know that it's still summertime weather. It's November, y'all, and we are supposed to have winter weather right now. It's supposed to be in the 50s, you know, maybe the lower 60s during the day, and then like the 50s and 40s at night. It has been 70 degrees. It was 73 when I went to bed last night at 9 o'clock. That looks crazy over there. I wish that, the Marshmallow Man, it's got to be global warming. I mean, I don't know if that's coming from cow emissions, but there's no denying that the climate has gotten hotter over the years. I remember when I was a youngin', Mama wouldn't even let me wear shorts till the beginning of summer. It'd be like June, maybe, January, February, March, April. It would either be May or June, and she wouldn't let us wear shorts to school because it would still be chillier. 77. Jesus, Boston. Isn't that supposed to be like cooler weather, Aubrey? Ain't y'all supposed to be getting snow up there by now? I don't know. I've never been to Boston. I definitely want to visit Boston. I just want to be able to walk down the street and slam my hand on a taxi and say, hey, I'm walking here. That might be New York. I get them mixed up. The birds. Zealand. Freezing. Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder how much hotter it can get. Maryland was 80 yesterday. That's how it's been everywhere I've been on the East Coast. So usually once you get closer to the equator, it gets warmer, obviously. But North Carolina this time of year is typically cold. And come December, we're getting snow. And we'll get snow in December, January. We've even gotten it in February. Not in the past 10 years, though. Like, we just don't even... If it snows, it's like a light snow. It's not like a heavy 2 or 3 feet snow like we used to get when I was a kid. I remember being a kid and being in the yard and having snow up to here one time. I remember them shoveling the snow out and the snow being up to my hip as a kid. So that would have been, what, like 2, 3 feet? You don't get snows like that in the north anymore. 51. Oh, hey, RFF. Hope you're doing well. Buston. I'm trying to say. I love that song. Shipping Up to Boston. It's like this Irish melody. You sued Georgia. Wow. There's lots of lawsuits that we're going to talk about today. There's actually several that's taken place in the past 3 weeks. Hold on. To give my children back in the end, they abuse. Yeah, so that's another thing we're going to talk about, young girl beer, is that the statistics of children going into DHS and how often they're abused opposed to their biological families. It's just really sad. You know, that department was started to help children and families, and it's not. It's become a cash cow for the government. DHHS is nothing more than another government-ran agency that they are milking financially. No snow in Hawaii. Oh, Maui. Every time I hear about Hawaii, I think of Maui. $700. God, it's bright. All right, let me go before I get my truck towed because I didn't see where I could park, you know? These pillars are pretty. These hotels ain't. Ugh. It'd be so much prettier if they weren't here. There's a thought. Leave the coast the coast. 20 years from now, when a damn hurricane comes through here and knocks them all down, they're going to be like, oh my God. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have built them on the damn coastline. How about that? Start eroding off into the damn sea. You're going to know it. They had to move. I got a hair in my mouth. They had to move the lighthouse in North Carolina because the damn sea was eroding. And it took them. We should look into that. That's very interesting how they did that. How you even move a big ass lighthouse like that? Imagine trying to move this hotel. You know what I mean? I don't know how they do that, but I'm kind of hungry, but I'm so stressed. I ain't really got much to eat. Noodles. It's one thing when they built these little, like that little hotel right there, that's different. When you start taking up front coastal line like that, I don't like this. This is too much. This is perfect little spot. That's owned by a big corporation. That's probably owned by little mom and pops. Maybe not, but you know, you get what I'm saying. They just overdo stuff and look. It's just nothing but big old buildings. I don't like that. I want to see the beach. Stop down over commercializing everything. Them clouds look like cotton candy earlier. Is that an apartment up there? Look at this. It's like I can see inside the windows. It's like somebody's house is up there. Yo. I bet that's dope, but I don't do well in big buildings like that. I genuinely get anxiety. I think about 9/11. I can't stay in big buildings like that because of 9/11. 100%. When I say I have PTSD from that experience, I mean it, and I wasn't even in it. It's from my parents, the way that they reacted during all of that. Y'all don't understand. My parents were borderline conspiracy theorists, and it was abusive. It was toxic. They put me in stressful situations because of the fear that they had for Al-Qaeda and the terrorist organizations that were running through America at the time, and anthrax. That's also probably why I'm obsessed with, like, truths. All these crazy stories. I've been looking for a park. I went to another park that was supposed to be top rated. I get over there and it's people's front yard. I said, nope, I ain't doing that. I wonder if these parking meters, y'all know I don't like to be up in people's yards because, especially rich people, and it was that area. It was that area. Good morning, Manuel. Hey, surfboard. I want to see how much these parking. My door's still open. I'm gonna see how much these parking meters are, because I don't think that I'm supposed to be parked here. And there ain't no trash cans around this place at all, and I need to throw trash away. I got up bright and early. I went and stole Wi-Fi. Checked all of my 6 emails. I still can't believe that. It's crazy. Checked all of my accounts, because I have other stuff that I have to do. Let's see how much this shit is, because people are looking at me. Oh, okay. Well, it says expired. What does that mean? Does that mean I need to stick quarters in it? Does anybody know? Expired. Why couldn't I be so lucky? No, look. Oh, thank you, David. Where is that? I don't know. Yes, that means I need to stick quarters in it. What a scam! They're professional scam artists. I wonder how much money they make every year off of these things. You know where else they put these in? Neptune Beach, Florida. Let me tell you, it set me off. I was pissed for 2 days. So I moved to Neptune Beach in 2023. Or it might have been the end of 2022. I don't remember. I was there for almost a year. Anyways, I moved to Neptune Beach. I had checked out the beach. I'd went to this place called Hawkers. If you've never been to Hawkers, you got to try Hawkers. Neptune Beach, they have all these great restaurants. Like literally every restaurant on Neptune Beach, Jacksonville, Florida, is a 10 out of 10. Every restaurant. So I went to eat, and I remember when I was checking out Neptune Beach, there was no parking meters. That's one of the reasons that I liked it. I was like, oh, I don't have to worry about getting towed. I ain't got to worry about counting time. I ain't got to worry about spending money. Fast forward 6 months, I go back during the summer, and they have put in hundreds of parking meters. I go to eat dinner at this burger spot that is across the street from Hawkers, and I was on a date. I'll never forget this. I was on a date. This is why I'm single. Shit like this. I'll never forget this. I was on a date, and I kept telling the guy that I had to go, that my parking meter was going to run out of time. And he was not understanding to the fact at all. And matter of fact, he said, oh, it's not that big a deal. They don't care about it. Because he was from the Neptune Beach, Jacksonville, Florida area. And I was really concerned about these parking meters because I've had parking tickets before. So I know how they do care. That's absolutely how the city makes money. And I kept telling him, I gotta go, I gotta go. And finally, I had to literally pull myself out of there and kind of be quick with him to get out of the date so that I could go back to the parking meter. First of all, I had set that thing for an hour and a half, which is more than enough time for a date. He was 20 minutes late. That was a red flag. First of all, if you're a lady or a man and you go to date somebody and you go to a date and that person is not on time, you need to take a point away. That just went from 10 stars to 9 stars. That's a red flag. They don't respect your time. Accidents do happen. Every situation is different. But when you know somebody gets off of work at 5 and your date's not till 8, and then they don't get there till 8:20, that's problematic. I should have paid attention to these things at the time, but once again, I was desperate. So after we get our food, we eat, and I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta go. Like, my parking meter is gonna run over. I gotta go. And he kept talking, and finally, I was real quick with him, and I get to the parking meter, and sure enough, there was a ticket on the hood of my car under my windshield wiper. Thank God it was a warning ticket. It said, warning ticket, past parking time, 13 minutes. I never talked to him again over that, because I could have lost my license over that. And you know, it's just crazy. The lack of respect for your time, your money, the hard work that you put into having a license with no points on it and a valid license. Some people take shit like that for granted because they come from money. They don't even understand the struggle. Stop dealing with people that don't understand you. Stop being desperate. with people that don't respect you or your time or your money. And matter of fact, I can never date somebody that comes from money because they will never understand me. I've already tried. I dated 2 of them and both of them abused me financially. So, you know, I'll never go back to that again. All right, let's see. I'll never forget that asshole. Oh, you get 8 minutes. I get 30 minutes for $1. 30 minutes for $1? I just recorded. No, you get the whole day for $2. That's parking that's acceptable. It's just crazy. It's fucking crazy, ain't it? I do want to eat something, but I don't know what I have. I guess I could do a grit bowl with some honey bread. And hell, the police might show up and be like, you can't be cooking out here. Matter of fact, there they come now. Speak of the fucking devil. How do I know? I bet somebody's already called them because I was cooking in that parking lot. Let's see what they do. Hold on, I can't. Oh, he sees me filming. He's like, fuck that. The amount of discrimination and shit. I bet those fucking people called the law in that parking lot because there was like 3 or 4 guys walking around. If you go back and watch the beginning of this video, there was some guy being a creep when there was nobody else out here. He came out of that hotel and then was like walking towards me, and then I turned the camera on him and he started acting like he was walking down the sidewalk then. Sir, you were walking right towards me until I turned the camera towards you. Which is why I turned the camera towards him. You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck are you? I'm about to cook my breakfast. Fuck these people. I done paid $1 for damn parking fee. Park. This is not that type of place where you can damn charge money. Y'all don't know how much patience it took me to not turn around and be like, bitch, can I help you? Like, oh, you can do it too. That's what kills me. It's like people act like my Bluetooth. We're gonna try to cook these grits that I have. I literally have no food. Look. Oh. Here, you guys, I'm going to change this so that only my channel members, sorry. It's really sad that my channel members have to suffer because of assumed to be adults. Yeah, for real. At 2 p.m. on red flag dates. Absolutely, Laura. Good morning, Terry. Absolutely, we need to. Because God knows, with me being like, at this point, I feel like a behavioral pattern specialist. Seriously. My talent is being wasted. I need to definitely, yeah, recount some red flags from past relationships. Because looking back now in my adult awareness, it's not hard to see why and how things went south. All of the red flags were there when I started dating somebody, and I just ignored them. So I'm pretty sure that cop was probably coming down here to tell me that I couldn't park in that parking lot. And when he saw that the truck moved, I mean, I'm the only car out here. When you're the only car, people cause problems. We're going to do an avocado with a grit ball. I usually have onions and stuff with it, but I really don't feel like doing that this morning. Like, I don't feel like even throwing that plastic away that I need to throw. And what I'll probably do today, since I don't have money for food, is try to use as much of this salsa as I can. I need seasonings. I'm just glad that I gained some weight. I mean, I don't know how long it's gonna last, but boil the water, rinse this out. See, the reason I parked in that parking lot is so I didn't have to throw this stuff on the concrete. I'm gonna cut my avocado up in this. Damn it. I don't know if I'm gonna open that. My English muffin. I'm toasted in here. A little bit of honey. Yeah. Flip it over. Listen. Grits. I love me a good grit. I'll put a little bit of water. I like mine a little runnier. These are still cooking because that water was boiling. Yeah. Go out. I don't need all of this because it's just too much. They're good. I want some of this on it. I'm not going to open the salsa because I've got bread and everything. I'm just going to put this stuff up. So usually I would put bacon bits, and oh, I do have bacon bits. Let's put on it. That'll be delicious. Where are they at? Ocala, Florida. Food banks. Yeah, for real. Tell them. Yeah, I lived, I used to travel to Ocala to party on the weekends when I lived in Jacksonville. The food banks are so overcrowded that they have to shut down shortly after they open. They've been needing donations for a while. They're going through it. Ooh, honey bread. Right. And usually those are for families. Those are not really for single people. It's like a family type of thing. I mean, I'm sure anybody could go, but I don't do stuff like that. I usually fry an egg and put on top. I'll put some vegetables, onions. I want to try a piece of this honey bread. Hot. Oh, I ain't not good. Oh well. I bet they charge $1,000 a damn night to stay in one of them hotels. How stupid. Pay to be squished up around other people. You couldn't gift me a night in one of them hotels. Seriously. I'd rather be in my truck. 100%. This is good. Surprisingly, not having a shower in 4 days, my hair doesn't look that bad. But it's probably because I've been taking care of it. That's another thing I'm starting to get concerned about at this point. How am I supposed to do job interviews when there's nowhere for me to shower? Because I know I have to stink. I'm not going back to an abusive situation just to have somewhere to wash my ass. The churches have been some of the most judgmental people that I've ever met. I've actually interviewed at like 13, 16 different churches. And, yeah, they're the most judgmental people in society. Completely. Above everybody. Even the LGB. Church people are the most judgmental people in society. I tried to volunteer. Y'all know how many places over the past 2 years I've tried to volunteer? 40 to 60. All of them tell me the same thing. Sorry, no, we don't even want you to volunteer your time. Most of those were churches. I've applied for 3 janitorial jobs at churches. They wouldn't hire me to be the janitor, to clean the church pews, sweep the floor. Y'all were with me when I did that. That wasn't too long ago. Remember? Well, since I have to pay for parking to cook, I guess I'll just dump it in the driveway. Like, this is why I wanted to be on grass, but whatever. I could already tell that there was problems because people were, like, coming out of their houses and apartments, and then they were walking around my car. Like, there you go. That's what you wanted? Yeah, I could have did it in the grass, but it won't cause problems, so. I mean, people act like this ain't a fucking beach. They act like I'm at the damn palace or something. It's a damn beach. Dumbasses, right? You can't do nothing about it. You just gotta pray for them. And honestly, if it wouldn't have been for Andrea earlier in the week, I wouldn't even have had money for food. And to get to those job interviews that I've already done this week, it was Andrea that sent me money to be able to do that. Alright, I gotta find somewhere to throw this trash away. Now, if I wanted to go to Elevation and become part of the cult, absolutely they would hire me. I can't do that either because I have a conscience and I know the truth about what that church is. See, that's the problem. Maybe that's the problem. I just have a soul and a conscience, and maybe I'm just not willing to sell out because I know that certain things are wrong. Like making money off of your congregation when they're struggling and buying a $7 million house. Imagine 70-something% of your congregation living paycheck to paycheck and you live in $1 million house. A $7 million house. I can't work for people like that. I'm sorry. And here's the thing, that people like that wouldn't even exist if there was more people like me that said absolutely not. That's wrong. Why are we allowing this? You know what I mean? Girl, which door? Jesus. Evil thrives around people that don't have spine. Cut the air off before I run all my damn gas out. So I can already tell that they have a high police presence here and that I'm not welcomed. So we're going to move somewhere else because that's what you have to do. That's the 6th or 7th cop that I've seen. I'm just glad that I got him on camera that one time because he was definitely coming to talk to me until he saw my camera. Don't be naive. He was going to damn come and probably run my tags. They've already done it. I've already had 3 or 4 behind me. I had one that followed me all the way down here when I left Walmart and the bitch was following me around. Imagine showing up, Walmart worker, stalking you, and you can't even leave the Walmart without the cops pulling out right behind you. Y'all don't understand what I go through on a daily basis. Like, I have no doubt that Walmart worker probably called the cops and was like, I think somebody's in here trying to steal, which was why she was following me around. Girl, no, I was coming to spend the last $2.18 I got on a half dozen eggs so I could cook myself breakfast. But now I don't even want to be here. You done upset me so bad that I can't even buy anything because of my fucking anxiety and the way that I'm berated, treated, harassed, stalked. And then people wonder why I have a fucking anger problem. Well, I talk about the same issues every day. I talk about how I get mistreated by society because I'm a van lifer. I'm just one of the ones that actually talks about it. And I'm one of the ones that has backbone. Do you know what happens to people that are not strong-willed like me, that don't have an attitude like me, that ain't scared to say fuck the fuck off Karen like me? They fall into depressions, and if they're men, they have a higher chance of suicide than anybody else on earth right now. So let's force people to kill themselves because they can't afford rent. And people wonder why I'm angry. I'm not just angry because of me. I'm angry for all people that are going through what I'm going through. It's not right. We treat homeless people like they're the problem in society when they're homeless because of problems in society. Hold up. Wait a minute. What? Yeah, that's right. The majority of homeless people are actually homeless because they simply cannot afford rent. Not drugs and alcohol. Sorry. This is backed by multiple fucking studies. It's not drugs and alcohol that are leading to the homeless problem. It's economic problems. It's rent prices. It's inflation. It's gas. It's groceries. It's wages not being touched since 2009 in some states. Meanwhile, this administration sits around getting richer and richer. And I sit around getting discriminated against, trying my damnedest, doing job interview after fucking job interview for nothing, wasting every penny I have, going back into gas to get to another job interview, to get somewhere to get fucking Wi-Fi. That's another thing. How am I supposed to find a job if I need Wi-Fi and then I go, y'all are with me when I have these problems? We've been to 12 different businesses before that are supposed to have Wi-Fi, and none of them had Wi-Fi. And remember that? Remember that? Yeah, I do.
The amount of gas that I waste just replying to emails for job opportunities is unbelievable. It's in the hundreds of dollars a week just to go find Wi-Fi, just to open my computer, just to get into my email, just to check my job sites. I spend money running from place to place just to get Wi-Fi to check my email, to set these things up, not to mention actually going to the interview or going to find Wi-Fi to do an interview through a Zoom call or a phone call. People don't understand. They'll tell you to try fucking harder, to keep your fucking head up. They want to see you fail because they're fucking failing. Imagine having a home, a career, children, a husband, and still failing and being so fucking miserable that you want homeless people to suffer even more because you're that big of a bitch. I know I have my problems, honey, but I ain't got problems like half the people I meet in society. I would never discriminate against somebody because of their economic fucking situation. I don't discriminate against anybody anyways. Unless you're some weird man and you're following me around the park, I'm gonna think you're a fucking creeper and I'm gonna say so. But, you know, like, the amount of hate that I face for simply fucking existing and trying to get my daily life done is unbelievable. And I'm here to tell you that there's a lot of people out there that are not strong enough to deal with it. And they shut down. Specifically drug addicts. They get clean. They try to turn over a new leaf. They try to either get out of sex work or drug dealing or out of the prison system. And society says, we've already put you in a box. This is who you are. This is what you're going to do. This is who you are. And it's fucked up. The majority of people who have committed crimes, the majority of people who are homeless, the majority of people that are struggling in addiction, they don't want to be there, honey. They don't want to be there. They don't want to be doing that. But society does not give them the tools, resources, and help that they actually fucking need to succeed. And I'm sick of being called whatever when I am trying more than anybody else I see in society. More than anybody else. It's discouraging to be told the same shit when you're dealing with people that don't have false charges on their record. Stop listening to people that have never been in your shoes. They will never understand you. Even if they try, they can't because they haven't been through it. Until you go through shit, you don't know shit. Plain and simple. My hair is a mess. I need to put the kitchen stuff up. I saw some guy on Reddit not too long ago. He said, I've filled out 5 job applications and I haven't heard back from anybody. I said, honey, I've done over 500 in-person interviews at that time. I said, you better get to working. I said, you're going to have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and start filling out job applications till lunchtime, 1 p.m. I said, and that's going to be your daily life. People don't get how hard this market is right now either. They think because they got a job, it's easy to find a job. No, we're in the middle of a job shortage. We have been for over a year. I can't wait for the damn Trump administration to prove that. This administration has lied about everything. I mean, we already know that, but you know, we have numbers that shows that they lied in the jobs report. How many jobs they were actually adding to the economy and how many they didn't. We know that they lied. That just was revealed, what, 6 weeks ago? And y'all really think that, like, there's job opportunities out here when the Biden administration admitted that they lied about the jobs numbers, how many jobs they were adding to the economy. And people still shocked. Like, you know, you can have our own government come out and say that they lied, that things are worse than in the job market than what they actually thought. And people will still be telling me, oh, well, if you wanted a job, you'd have one. Okay, Karen, that watches the fucking View. Okay. Like, it's just crazy. It's crazy. It's infuriating. And, you know, it does not help that I'm a pretty girl. You would think that that would help me with a job. Nowadays, it doesn't. It doesn't. When 6 out of 10 people are unhealthy and overweight, it causes problems in the workforce. Not only are whites being discriminated against when it comes to hiring because of DEI programs, but also pretty people. They're being discriminated against because other people are not happy with themselves and it causes problems in the workforce. Yeah. Any pretty people that's been through this, please drop it in the comments, because I know I'm not the only one. I've been seeing nurses quitting. I've seen doctors quitting over the same issues because they were pretty and it caused problems. So if there's doctors and nurses quitting because of the discrimination they face for living healthy lifestyles, imagine how that trickles on down into the bottom of society. That's the top of society. That's the top of society. So if I've already applied to places and I've already said that 1,000 times, you're going to be blocked for being stupid. I'm not going to reiterate anything. If you want to know what I've been through, then go find it, because I've already said it. That's that fucking Walmart that I went in. Fuck you. I'll never go in that place again. And matter of fact, I ought to write them a fucking review and tell them how they're fucking discriminatory and racist. I'm sick of fucking being... I went to an all-black high school. I was never racially discriminated against. 2,000 black kids. 11 white kids. Why, in the 90s and early 2000s, we didn't have these motherfucking problems? Why is that? Why, when I went to school and got, joined high school in like 2002, it would have been 2002. Why is it when I went to high school in 2002 and I was a minority as a white girl, I faced no racial discrimination? Color wasn't even a thought in our minds. Yeah, sure, they roasted my cowboy boots. They roasted my fucking accent. But why is it that I had no problems with anybody back then? This is a new thing, and something that I've noticed, it's a certain demographic and age of people that are behaving this way. Under 30. Under 30. What does that fall in line with? Well, that falls in line with 2020. These people being brainwashed with BLM and all that bullshit. George Floyd's death. Racism is real. I can't help but notice that it's typically someone under 30. So that shows me that, it's brainwashing. That it's gotten worse from all of these horrible movements like DEI programs and critical race theory. God, why? We were doing so good in the 2000s. Racism was pretty much non-existent. I'm sure it still existed in small towns, good old boy systems. Like, I get that. But when we're talking about everyday life in the community that you lived in, it wasn't as bad as it is now. It's just disgusting that people would even behave like that. And I know that a lot of it also is jealousy. Like, there's a lot of people out here, you guys, that hate themselves. They hate their race. I think that it's really sad. I feel bad for people like that, but I've personally experienced that through the foster care system. I've had black women tell me that they hated their color. I remember that as a child, and not just one. These were deep conversations with other foster kids. It's sad. It's definitely a culture thing. I just want people to know, when you start behaving that way, though, it's very clear to me that you are suffering from mental health conditions. I can see that you're not happy with you. your physical attributes show me that you're not happy, okay? These people out here that are 300, 400, 500, 600, 700 pounds that want to scream that they're happy. No, you're not. No, you're not. Lie to me some more. Lie to somebody who didn't used to be fat. How about that? Go lie to somebody that didn't used to be fat. Maybe they'll believe you. Maybe they'll believe you. But I don't. And I can't, because I've been there. It's not right to treat people poorly because you're not happy with you, though. It's crazy because that's the second time in like 3 days that I've had that happen. Remember the McDonald's incident the other day with the manager that followed me in the bathroom and waited to hear me pee and then stood in there over me until I come back out of the stall? If I would have been a heavyset black girl, she wouldn't have followed me in there. 100%. And that's what I'm saying. I used to go to the side of town that made me feel comfortable, the side of town that I grew up in, all the time, and there was never no problems. All of a sudden, since 2020, you go to the darker side of town, and there's always some heavyset, you know what, following me around. It ain't never no white lady acting like that. Just the Karens out in the wild act like that. Maybe I need to pull out my chalkboard and like show y'all behavioral patterns on the chalkboard. See, the white ladies fuck with me when I'm out in the parks. And actually, I have had white with me too. Why is it always women? Well, Brooke, because they're emotional. That's why. Because they're prone to pettiness, jealousy, envy. That's why. Because they're women, Brooke. Duh. See, I forget because I don't think like that, you know, and I'm so grateful. I don't know if it comes from being raised by men. I don't know. But I don't have that kind of mentality. Like, I definitely think more like a dude. I'm not as emotional as women on the petty side of emotional. Like, I don't think I've ever met anybody and I was like jealous of somebody. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't have that pettiness, that envy, that jealousy, the propensity to feel some type of way about another woman. I've never behaved that way. It's just not in me. I guess that comes from being happy with myself and being content with myself. I've always been grateful to be me. Since I was a child, yeah, it's been difficult because I run my mouth a lot. But I knew from an early age that the inconsistencies in adult stories were not true, and that's caused me problems. But I've always knew that I was doing the right thing by speaking truth rather than be complicit in evil. And that's always given me strength, knowing that I am capable of seeing through people's bullshit. It has always given me strength. The way that I've gotten treated here, I don't even want to be here, so I'm leaving. The Walmart incident and then the cops at first thing this fucking morning. I mean, I figured they would have ran my tags when they damn stalked me outside of Walmart. But, you know, I guess they had to come see what I was doing. You know, maybe it is because I'm a cute girl and they're just nosy and they're just riding around to see some cute girl, because we all know that sexual misconduct is rampant in the police forces around the United States. We learned about this yesterday. So, you know, maybe I overthink it, but honestly, I've just gotten to where if there's cops, I leave, because God knows another one can just say I fucking did something and I'll go back to jail for more crimes. You know, it's still crazy to me how all of that played out, but, you know. And something that was very telling to me is no one even asked me what happened. No one's even asked me what happened, you know. So it just goes to show that people will make up fake storylines in their heads and just come up with anything just to try to make you out to be the bad guy, even though there's video evidence that this person was trying to essentially antagonize you to go to jail. And it's jealousy. It's got to be. I've never harmed anyone once again. No one. Ever. Like, so, it's either jealousy or you believe the lies that you tell yourself. Make up whole fucking scenarios. No one's ever asked me anything, so then there's that. People ask dumb shit. Where are you at? Who are you with? What are you doing? And at this point, I don't even want to talk about it. You know? You kind of give up on people after a while. What's the point? They'll never understand you. They've never had the life that you've lived. If you were a foster care, if you were sexually abused 10 times before the age of 18, then holler at me. We might have something to talk about. If you lost your whole family to death because they were fat and didn't take care of themselves, then holler at me. But if you have family, then you can't possibly potentially even fathom what my life has been like for the past 25 years. Because that's how long I haven't had family. 25 years I have not had family. I was a juvenile at 10 years old with no family. In the foster care system, getting abused by foster care workers. It's sickening. Sir, there's no speed limit sign. Sorry, I can't afford a ticket. I can't even afford the gas to get to where I'm going. Fucking stupid people. Sweating. Of course I am. I haven't had a shower in 4 days. Of course you're sweating. I was supposed to have an appointment at LA Fitness yesterday, but the problem is that was 50 miles south, and I don't have the gas to get there, so, you know. And matter of fact, when I run out of this, I'm going to be fucking stuck somewhere. And, you know, I really don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I used to get so upset, like, a year ago, and I would cry and scream and get so upset. I can't do nothing about it. I've done the best that I can. And matter of fact, if I wouldn't have been looking for a fucking job, I'd have a full tank of gas, because that gas tank, I've done filled up 3 times this week looking for work. Where's my book? Where did I go yesterday? Let's read where I went yesterday. These are the places that I went just yesterday. Kroger, Dunkin', Starbucks, Wendy's, Zaxby's, Jared's, Belk's, Foot Locker, Dick's Sporting Goods, Cheesecake Factory, Chili's, Drive and Rain, Sports Shop, Applebee's, Bath and Body Works, American Eagle, Buckle, 3 food places in the food court, which was Subway, Chick-fil-A, and a pizza spot, Nike, Taco Bell, there was a gym, and a golf course. And I also went to 15 other places yesterday. This is just half of what I did yesterday. So don't ask me how I spent $40,000 in a year looking for work when every day my notebook looks like that. And matter of fact, it looked worse when I was applying for jobs online. 7,000 job applications in 14 months. I had Snag-a-Job, Craigslist, Glassdoor, and Indeed. And 90% of the time, I never even got a call back after I would fill out applications. There was some days I would do 30 applications in a day, because when you have those websites, you put in all of your information, you upload your resume, you put everything in there, and you can quick apply, which is only like 3 or 4 clicks, and you applied to that job. People are like, there's no way she did 30 job applications in a day. Yeah, Karen, I can tell that you live off your fucking husband. You've never even filled out a job application. You don't even recognize how easy it is. Once you get your fucking information in the fucking system, it's easy. You can do quick apply on all of those sites except for Craigslist. That is how I was filling out 30, 40, 50 fucking applications in a day. And there were days where I did more than that. And then I'd even fucking go over and be like, hey, are y'all hiring? I put in an application. Only to hear nothing back. You know, I think that there's a lot more women out here that have been charged with child abuse that can't find work. I think that it's an epidemic of women who have been harmed by the fucking system, and that's what we're going to talk about today at 2. I'm not the only one going through this. But that is absolutely why I can't find a job. And the state knew that when they charged me with that. And they knew that society was going to say, oh, well, she does have an anger problem, so she probably did it. Same shit they said about Jesus, right? Said he was a liar. He was a fraud. Yep. There's a reason God's putting me through this. There has to be, because the similarities between the way that I'm treated by society and Jesus, whoo, honey, it's literally giving me chill bumps. To do all of the right things and to still be punished. I don't know. You know, and I don't know anybody could do this for as long as I've done it. I look at other people out here in my same position, and they're not making it. They're not making it. It destroys. It destroys you. It destroys you. To do the right things, to change your life, to make all these huge changes that most people don't even make it through. You know, recovery. And then to have society to say, nope, you're a drug addict. That's all you'll ever be. And matter of fact, we're never even going to fucking hire you because of a bunch of lies. You know, I could understand if I was going into these interviews and I was denying my entire record, but that's not the case. I'm very clear. I did everything but the child abuse charge. I just want to be clear. Because they ask you, and it is state law, so shut the fuck up if you're saying, don't tell them. See, that's what's wrong with the world. You want to go into something with dirty ass motherfucking hands, and then I get a job, and 6 months later I get fired because they find out I'm a fucking felon. No, Karen, that's what's wrong with society. That's wrong to lie. Ain't it sad I even got to say that? It's wrong to lie. It's a sin. I thought I'd done cleared this up. That I don't do dirty shit. I don't lie. I don't steal. I thought I'd already said that. But, you know, I guess I have to reiterate once again, like everything else. That's wrong. It is state law to disclose your criminal history to your employer. State law! Law! Laws? Anybody? Anybody know what those are? See, that's what I'm saying. People give you horrible fucking advice and hope you take it to watch you fail. I can see me now, lying on a job application 3 weeks after I'm about to get my first fucking check. I get fired. Because they say I fucking lied. Yeah, I've already had it happen. Why do you think I have rules and regulations for the way that I operate? Because I've already had that happen. I can't go to work every day stressed about getting fired because I broke the law. Okay? And another thing, 99.9% of companies absolutely do background checks. And I'm even talking about mom and pop places. I've had some of the craziest experiences with these background checks. Crazy. I'm like, what? You did a background check? I went to go get hired at a bar not too long ago, and they wanted me to go get a copy of my criminal record. I said, this is a biker bar in the middle of the freaking woods. He's like, yeah, well, I know, I gotta have it. I need a copy of your criminal record. You can go to the police station and pull it. Like, well, and then come to find out I didn't want to be affiliated with those people anyways, because like I said, I really don't want to be working in a bar. See, I'm in recovery and I don't need to be around alcohol. At least I know that. Some of you motherfuckers out here just don't even know. You know, fucking go to work every day, get off of work, drink half a bottle of Jameson, cry your eyes out, beat the hell out of your boyfriend, and then wake up and do it all over and not understand why you're miserable. And then I say, maybe you need to put that bottle down. And I'm the bad guy. I don't know if I'm allowed to be here, but we're going to be here because there's nowhere else for me to exist for free. I mean, y'all just don't understand. Any business, any parking lot, like you pull up, you sit there for 20 minutes, here comes security, here comes the police, the parking lot owner or the business owner has done called the law on you, they don't want van lifers there. I mean, I get it, I understand, but like, I'm not doing anything wrong. Like, imagine calling the law on somebody because they're simply existing in their car. I could never treat somebody like that. Yeah, Cat Stevens, that's usually what happens. Some of the most highly abused or severely abused people end up with high levels of empathy. It stems back to their childhood. Actually, people that suffer with CPTSD, like me, hold very high levels of empathy because of the abuse that they've sustained. Usually what happens is when a child is going through abuse in the home, whether it's usually from a parent, Brooke, it's usually from family, they learn how to hone in on their abuser's behavior. So what they do is they, like, if their abuser is upset, then they hone in on what they need to do to make their abuser to feel better. By being able to do that, you learn how to read people in situations. Hello, initiative out the yin and yang. Okay, so from the abuse, the child is able to learn to read people very, very well. And they also hold high levels of empathy. So, yeah. It's a curse and a blessing at the same time. I mean, I can definitely see things coming in advance, so that's good. Like, I can read whole situations, and I'm like, oh shit, this is about to go south. And I can get out of there, and 99.9% of the time, I'm correct. So, I mean, I guess that's good. But it does, the high level of empathy really upsets you a lot because you see things in the world that other people don't see. You see the inconsistency, the lies, the harm. And that's with everything. Everything. I see it with everything. I wish they could teach empathy. I wish they could teach empathy. So who's a felon in the chat? Who's a felon? Out of 243 people, who's a felon? How many of y'all are felons? Amazon won't hire me. I've already tried. 6 times, 7 times. What did they tell me? Oh, they said that my license was not, they said that my license, that because I had 2 DWIs on my record from 2009 and 2013, that they couldn't hire me because of those. You have to have a perfect driving record to work for the following: Amazon, UPS, Postal Service, DoorDash, Uber Eats. You have to have a damn near perfect driving record with no DWIs, no following too closely, moving too closely. Here's the thing though, it's been 10 years. So how long does society hold those things against you? And my DWI, one of them was in 2009. The other one was in 2013 or something. So 10 years over. How many years? How many years? I can't tell, like, I can't stand liars, y'all. I have to block them and laugh at them because, yeah. I'm waiting. Waiting. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. You know, I sat down, I went over my criminal history with you guys. It's pretty fucking bad. I mean, it was, you know. So, once again, stop taking advice from people who are not living through what you've lived through. They will never understand because their minds cannot even fathom. It's unfortunate, but it's a reality of being on this side of life. Once you get over that fence and you're no longer on the good side of the law, you'll never be able to cross back over that fence. Your life is over. Now, if you're not a 3-time convicted felon like me, then you might potentially be able to know somebody that knows somebody that gets you a job somewhere. But 3-time convicted felons, for every felony you get, I'm willing to bet that your chances of getting a job goes down about 25%. Yeah. And especially if you started in 2009 and didn't quit till, 2018. And 2018, to me, that feels like a century ago. It's just sad that society won't let anything go. They constantly, I had a job interview earlier in the week where the lady seemed so happy to talk to me. She was so happy to get me in there and get me hired. And 6 minutes before my interview, she calls me and tells me that she got my criminal record back from corporate and that they're no longer hiring. First of all, when she said that she got my criminal record back from corporate, she was telling me that she wasn't going to hire me because of my criminal record. See, people tell you what they're thinking. The fact that she even brought that up was telling me all that I needed to know. The fact that she said they were no longer hiring was a lie. She told me when she said, "Oh, yeah, we got your criminal record back from corporate. We're not hiring anymore." You have to listen to what people are telling you because they tell you what they're thinking about. That criminal record is what she was thinking about. That's what she said. Sonic. A fast food joint. It's $7 an hour and $6 after taxes. Sonic. And that's, I don't even know how many I've applied to. Dozens. Everywhere I go, that's one of the first places I check. It is what it is. And this looks like a shopping center mall place, so I'll probably get ready and go into these businesses when they open and do like my walk around and ask if they're hiring, because that's what I've been doing. I've probably been to 100 places this week. Nowhere is hiring. A matter of fact, half of the places I talked to, they said that they've had to get rid of people. What I've been telling you guys for 15 months, that there's a job shortage and that they're laying people off everywhere I go. But, when people are out here employed and they don't, have to look for work, they don't understand. Once again, when people are not living through what you're living through, they can't understand. I sat down with you guys, I don't know, we've had several talks at 2 where we actually listed all of the businesses filing for Chapter 11. And it's half of the businesses that even exist. We've had more businesses go out of business between 2020 and now than ever before in our nation's history. We've lost millions of jobs. I don't understand how unemployment is only sitting at 4.6, 4.4? I don't know. I don't understand. Because more companies are going out of business than we have opening. I think in 2025 it's going to get bad. I think it's going to get bad before it gets worse. I think that there's no way that it could get better when we don't even know the truth about what this administration has been lying about. And we know that they've been lying. We know for a fact, if you don't know, then you're in the wrong place. Because that's all we talk about is their lies. That job report, though, that came out where they openly admitted that they were doctoring numbers or that they had miscounted, I think it's worse than that. I think that that's just what they had to admit to. A small F up instead of a major F up. I think once Trump gets in office, that unemployment rate will probably go up because I think that they've been doctoring that too. And I also think that the jobs number, that 118, bullshit. Bullshit. There's no way. Everywhere I go, there's people struggling. Businesses struggling. People are broke. People ain't going out and spending money like they used to because they don't have no money to spend. All of their money goes to rent, groceries, and inflation. So when you got all of these people living paycheck to paycheck. They ain't got no extra money to take their kids to the fair. They ain't got no extra money to take their kids shopping. They ain't got no extra money to take themselves shopping. They ain't got, literally, people are spread so thin that when they get their paycheck, they pay their rent, they go to the grocery store, maybe get $100 worth of groceries, and then they, put $30 in their gas tank and cross their fingers and pray to God that they can make it to the following Friday. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. That's just what I see through the people that I know in the life that I live. And I'm speaking from experience. Like, I'm speaking from me, what I'm living right now. I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. If I lay on my ass, I'd have a lot more money. 100%. Because all my money is going in my gas tank to look for work. So maybe that's what I need to do, is just give up. Give up, not even look for work, and focus on content. I know that I get to where I can't even physically take care of myself because I'm running around doing so much extra shit for all of these jobs. I can't even think and process the day because I'm so stressed out about the fucking emails. It's not fair. It's not fair at all. I walked in the restaurant yesterday over at the food court, and the lady that worked at Subway had a fucking attitude with me. Like she was like, essentially, why, the same shit. Why would you even want to work here? Like, bitch, I got bills. What are you talking about right now? Like, she stuck her nose up to me and was like, you'll have to go to subway.com. I said, I've already filled out 16 job applications through there. Can I just talk to your manager? She's not here. In Subway, they have their own people they hire. They're usually Indian. If you're in the North Carolina or coastal area, then you know that a lot of Indians run Subways. There's certain places that just won't hire you, Like, Americans and white Americans have a bad rep because a lot of them are lazy. Yep. Make us all look bad. Becky over here, don't even know how to wait tables, but yet they hire her, making us all look bad. And then here I come, and I work my ass off, and then I'm having to do Becky's work and my work. I would say about 90% of my jobs that happens. I go in somewhere, they find out that that I have good work ethic, and that I'm a moral worker, and they put more responsibility on me than I can handle. I end up doing everybody's fucking job. The last restaurant I worked at, I was doing 6 different women's jobs plus mine. Obviously, I need to own my own business when I say that out loud. When I say that out loud, I was doing 7 people's work in a restaurant of 12 people. I get taken advantage of a lot in these types of service industry backgrounds. I get taken advantage of a whole lot because I'm always willing to come in, and they can just call me and I'll just come in. And you can't be too agreeable in life, because when you're too agreeable, that's when you get stepped on and people take advantage of you, and they absolutely will abuse you and abuse your niceness, your willingness, your initiative. They'll take advantage of those things. I don't know where there's a bathroom, but I gotta go find a bathroom. I don't feel good. I feel like I'm gonna throw up, honestly. It could just be stress. Probably stress. We'll talk it too, though. I guess I'm just gonna sit around. So, we'll talk later. Y'all be safe. We'll see you at 2 o'clock. Pray for me, because God knows I need it, and I'm praying for you guys. Bye, y'all.